out in Porto, it's not about chasing trendy spots or going through top 10 lists of restaurants on TripAdvisor. Not at all. This is about understanding our local food culture, what we eat in Porto and why we eat it, so that you can avoid the hundreds of tourist traps disguised as restaurants that exist in my city. And I got you covered. My name is Sara Hugo. I have been a local tour guide in Porto for the past 10 years. And on this video, I'm going to tell you what to eat in Porto, our traditional dishes, where to find traditional Portuguese food souvenirs that you can bring back home, as well as how to avoid the most common food tourist traps that exist in Porto. Before we start, a couple of important things. If you're watching this video on your TV, you can simply scan this QR code, as it will take you straight to my list of food and drinks articles that I have personally written over the years on my blog. Or you can simply go to the description box where you're going to find links to these articles as well. And as usual, before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my new videos about Porto and the Douro Valley. Let's start. First off, francesinha. Francesinha is a full-blown monster of a sandwich, and I mean that in the best way. It's packed with steak, ham, different types of sausages covered in melted cheese, then drenched in a spicy beer sauce. Full francesinha can hit well over 1,200 calories, so it's definitely not for the faint of heart. And if you're wondering where to get a great one, I've linked my full guide to francesinha spots in the description box. Or if you'd like to try a slightly lighter version of francesinha without the bread, simply order a pica-pau. Second off is tripas à moda do Porto. It's one of our oldest and most symbolic dishes. It's a hearty stew made with white beans, rice, and a mix of meats, including cow's stomach and pork's intestines. What turns people off isn't so much the flavor. Tripas taste like whatever they are cooked in. It's the texture that gets you, chewy, slippery, and challenging. We typically serve it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's one of those love it or leave it dishes. But it's very important for us, because people from Porto are called tripeiros, which literally translates to tripe eaters. Might not be the prettiest nickname, but we wear it with pride, and I'm challenging you to try tripas à moda do Porto. A proper bifana is thin slices of pork cooked in a spicy marinade, slapped into a crusty roll and handed to you on a napkin. No plates, no cutlery, just bite and go. It's the kind of food we eat standing up at the counter. It's perfect hangover food, football food, or just a quick lunch on the move, Porto style. Then there's the prego or preguinho, the little nail. It's a small steak sandwich, often served in a soft bread roll, sometimes with cheese and usually with fries. It's juicy, it's messy, and yes, you eat it with your hands, just like the bifana. That's part of the fun. Finally, and this one is underrated, cachorrinhos. Spicy little hot dogs pressed into crunchy bread with cheese and a punchy sauce. They're usually cut into bite-sized pieces, served hot off the grill at the Gazela Cafe. No forks, no filters, just grab and eat it. These dishes might not be photogenic, but they are ours, and they tell you far more about Porto than a pastel de nata ever could. Then there's port wine, the most famous drink from Porto. The riverfront is lined with port wine lodges, and visiting them is one of the most authentic experiences you can have in my city. The experience starts with a guided tour of the cellar, usually in small groups, where you can walk past massive barrels and learn how port wine is made, and the differences between different port styles. That's followed by a tasting session. Every wine lodge offers different tasting flights, usually sets of 2, 3, or more ports, depending on your budget and how deep you want to go in port wine knowledge. I have already made a really good YouTube video about the best port wine lodges that I encourage you to watch. Or if you're not in the mood to watch a video, you can simply scan this QR code, which will take you directly to my article about the best port wine lodges in Porto, and you will find the link to this article on the description box as well. And if you're interested in having a premium private wine tour of Porto with me, simply send me an email. It will be my pleasure to host you in Porto. Now let's talk about food souvenirs. If you are like me and like to bring something edible back from your trips, something that actually reminds you of where you've been, then you're going to love food shopping in Porto. We have some amazing traditional food that are easy to travel with, full of character, and let's be honest, they are far better than a fridge magnet. Top of the list, smoked meats like presunto or chorizo, cured Portuguese cheeses, and of course, canned fish, sardines, tuna, mackerel, you name it, all packed in beautiful design tins. You will find all of these at the Bolhão market, a centenary market that was recently renovated. Yes, it's super touristy now, but it's still one of the best places to pick up high quality food souvenirs like vacuum sealed smoked meats, small bottles of extra virgin olive oil, tinned fish, and aged cheeses, all travel friendly and genuinely Portuguese. And then we have something truly special, our traditional grocery shops. These small family run stores have been around for generations, long before supermarkets, and many still sell what they always have: dry cod, local cheeses, smoked sausages, olive oil, tins of fish, jams, port wine, and even homemade liqueurs. So if you are looking for real edible memories of Porto, that is where you will find them. Now let's talk about some of the most common food traps in Porto. Things that look traditional and authentic, but are definitely not. They are just things to lure the tourists in. A disgrace to my country. One of the most infamous examples of a food tourist trap in Porto are the codfish fritters filled with cheese. Now, let me get this straight. A proper codfish fritter is about this size, okay? And it only has 4 ingredients: cod, potatoes, eggs, and parsley. That's it. And you're going to find this all around the city. Now, this monstrosity here, it's basically a tourist trap, okay? I like to call it a bastardization of codfish fritters because in addition to the ingredients that I mentioned before, it has cheese. The thing is, we the Portuguese don't mix cheese and fish. That's a French nonsense, okay? So the clue, in order not to mistake them two, is to look at the size. Normal sized tourist trap size, okay? They're actually very easy to distinguish. And then there's this one, canned fish tins marked with random facts like this is the year when Kennedy was born. This is utterly ridiculous. Why would you buy a can with the printed year of a Portuguese unrelated event? There are traditional brands with really cute vintage packages, and you can find them both in the Bolhão market and in the traditional grocery shops we've already talked about. Next up on my hate list are pastéis nata with flavors like this weird thing that is covered with Nutella. The thing is, pastéis de nata are absolutely delicious on their own, and they do not need extra flavors like Nutella, strawberry sauce, gold flakes, whatever crap they are putting on top of them these days. Moreover, even though we do love pastéis de nata, they are not original from Porto. So if you're going to Lisbon next, I would recommend you to try pastéis de nata in there. That's where they are originally from. These 3 things are massive tourist traps and you should stay the hell away from them as Porto has much better things to offer you. So now you know what to eat and drink in Porto, where to buy traditional food souvenirs to bring back home, and how to avoid the most common tourist traps in Porto. Before you go, a couple of important things. First of all, on the description box, I'm going to link the useful articles that I mentioned throughout the video. For instance, my article about the best port wine lodges, or if you're watching this on the TV, you can simply scan this QR code, which will take you to my full list of articles about food and drinks in Porto. If you would like to hire me for a private tour of Porto, just send me an email to the email address that you can see right now on the screen and that is also on the description box. I would love to hear from you. And finally, before you go, please, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This will help me to produce more free content about Porto and the Douro Valley, as well as to connect with other travelers like you. I hope to see you next time. Bye!